Hello. Thank you so much for tuning in to Strength in Education, an educational talk show. I am your host, Dr. Karen Dukes. Woo, we've been having a great time, haven't we, with Black History Month. And I know people say, woo, short month, Black History is every day, every month. But listen, we have featured some wonderful guests. Please go to YouTube, check out what we've been doing, check out our Instagram, and what's the name? Strength in Education. We really appreciate all your support. But listen, today we are here, we have some more guests, and we are just having a good time finding out what are people doing in their business, in their lives, because that's what we want to do. We want to constantly be sharing the education in other people's business. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay tuned in. We have some more fun coming up. Thank you. Hello, welcome back. Listen, you know I'm full of guests. I love it, I love it. You have tuned into Strength in Education, and I am Dr. Karen Dukes. So listen, I have a very special guest that's going to come to us, talk to us a little bit on parenting and being an entrepreneur, okay? So listen, let's welcome Mr. Lee Dukes. Hey, sir. Oh yes, I remember. I was in a meeting with you. We learned this.
This is it.
Yes,
this is
yes.
it.
Keep that noise down. Listen, welcome to Strength in Education.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, yes, this is so important. I know I'm sort of playing two roles here. I'm like, what, host and mama, right? And I know some people would know, but no, listen, we have been having a great time.
Yeah, for
We've
sure.
been pulling together parents and children talking about strength in education. Where are they finding the strength in education?
Yeah.
So listen, I know you are a super dad. And I should also add, we have been featuring fathers throughout the community. I just like to go out while I'm out in the malls and the stores, and I find fathers that are doing something extraordinary. So you're falling in that father category, but also you are a parent and you are an entrepreneur. So that's why you need to come on to talk to us. How are you juggling everything? What is going on?
God. I got my fear of God hat on.
Okay.
No,
Dear
it's
God.
time management. It takes a lot of time management. It takes a lot of balance. I pride myself on my 4 facets of life. You know, God, myself, family, then business. So when all 2, 3 of these things maybe hit all at one time, I just try to prioritize it, from there. So
Wow.
kid might call at the same time that somebody might need help in the business world.
Okay.
But just have to prioritize. It takes a lot of patience. Definitely learned that. I don't know if I could say mastered, but definitely learned that during the pandemic. When all the kids came home and now you balancing your work life and your parental life all at the same time. And thank God for you. Thank God for you and all the educators of the world, because I'm going to be selfish. Y'all give us a break. Y'all give us a break. I'm like,
Woo!
oh.
You hear that, guys? You hear that?
That's real. That's real.
Yes.
Cause I'm like, okay, now we doing all of these and above, and yes, we love our kids, but we also, pride ourselves in being parents.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And being their first educator, and also getting that type of break and timing from them. I do believe that kids need to be around kids and have their children time.
That's right.
And then also, by the time they get home, we able to have our, our family time. Thank God for my wife. She introduced, so as everybody, I have 3 kids.
Okay.
All right. Oldest being 13, 12, all the way to the little baby girl that's 4. So during that pandemic time, she was more like around 2 years old, and she just running around doing her thing.
Yes.
Immediately, my wife implemented a lot of digital learning.
Good.
All right, whether it was from like YouTube and things of that nature, and it kind of gave her that balance of hearing it, being redundant in her ear,
Yes.
learning. I don't care if it was ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, colors, but she really was learning it, because the same way they learn it from the radio, that's what we put in her ear.
That's right.
And so that really worked. That really worked for us. And
Good.
so it gave us more of a balance in our work life, our work schedule. And as you said, yeah, and being an entrepreneur and still being able to invest into different multiple income streams.
Woo! I love that. Well, that was a mouthful, young man. And I say young man because you do have a lot going on. And thank you for touching on parents and parenting and what happened during our COVID experience. Yes, it's been a lot, but I appreciate when I see young men that are balancing when they have a family and when they have children, because I think you were running around. Yes, you had to go to all the different schools. You're part of the different programs. And then to think you are a business owner too. So I know some people have a hard time or cannot be self-employed, you know, because of that structure. So that's what you're talking about. You have to have structure. You have to have a schedule. That's what I love telling parents. You can do it. It doesn't matter if you have 4 children or 12. You have to have a schedule and you can do it and you can be so successful. So that's how you're making it. So just kind of run through your business life. How do you schedule that? Being a husband and being a father and being a person.
I mean, picking up on what you just said. So my favorite apps on my phone is my calendar and my notes. So shout out to all the other apps. They cool and they fun and all that good stuff. But those are my 2 favorite ones. So anytime I get hit with something, I'm like, hold on, let me check my calendar first.
Good.
I can't be in two. We humans. We can't be in 2 places at the same time. So we have to make sure that we being realistic and we making sense with it. Yeah. And also when I'm in them moments, making sure that I'm taking notes. I'm be honest, man. I use the phone for the memory a lot. You know. So anytime I have to revisit certain conversations, I'm like, hold on, let's see where we left off at. You know, and kind of kill time. We all got the same 24 hours, so time management is big. Time management is important. So if I'm in a meeting with somebody, I know it's a 10 to an 11. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? Make sure everybody's good, and let's jump right into it. Let's hit our little high points, all of our notes. And at about that 45-minute, maybe 50-minute mark, we got about 5 or 10 minutes left, make sure we close everything out, make sure we tied in all of our loose strings, and hey, what do we expect the next time we revisit? But I'm gonna tell you another thing and I think this happened for everybody that came up out of the pandemic. Being able to work a lot virtually.
Yes.
A lot of virtual work helps in the entrepreneurial space. Like a lot of virtual work. Period. I just had a parent-teacher conference the other day on Zoom. There you go. So a lot of that helps. I could be in the car, pull over. Remember, we doing towing now, so yeah, safety first. Pull over. I find the nearest parking lot, and I might be sitting there for an hour or 2, but I'm able to maybe get my lunch in, get some nutrition in, and also, you know, being able to take a Zoom meeting or so.
Wow.
So balancing the schedule like that. But it has to be on the calendar. It has to be on the calendar. I learned this a long time ago. If it's not on the calendar, it don't exist. It has to be on the calendar. For me, it has to be on the calendar.
Wow. I love calendars. I love schedules. I love agendas. I just had a conversation this morning with a parent. She was asking me about something that she could have gone to her calendar. And sometimes I say, is it the younger generation? Because I know a lot of people use their phones, but I use paper and pencil. I have the actual 8x11, and I don't care. Work, church, school, someone will ask me to be a part of something. I'm like, wait just a minute.
Yeah.
I have to write it down. And I'm not trying to stress my brain. And so I do that really so I can remember what's going on. I'm a wife, I'm a mom, grandma, teacher, caregiver. I have a lot going on. So I just like to sit back, lay back, and look at the calendar say yes or no.
That's it.
If I can do that. Yeah. And so I love that with you. I love everything that you're doing. Because we're sort of related, so I do know a little bit about you. I saw business in you at a very early age, young man.
Talk about it.
Oh my. Let me tell everyone, yes, this is my favorite son, my oldest, my firstborn, but this is so ironic that
she don't be saying I'm our only son. Keep going though. I love this.
He was like about 10 or 12 years old, guys, and his father and I, we saw business in him. This young man started a car wash, lawn service when he was 10, 12 years old. And to my surprise, I just found a flyer that he made. Now, why was he 12 years old with the flyers? But he had flyers. At the time, I had a homeschool program. You remember that? Mm-hmm. I know you do. So listen, we didn't tell him this. He would grab the parents while they're coming in to pick up their children. He would find out if he could wash their cars. Mm-hmm. Now, how ironic, but look at that collaboration. Mm-hmm. Because you know parents are going to come into the school, they need to talk, trying to find out what's going on with their children. Lee was outside washing cars. Mm-hmm. And so we love that, but also in the neighborhood, he was washing cars. He was cutting grass, and that goes all the way back to he had these flyers and he communicated. You hear that, guys? He communicated. I mean, he really knocked on doors, and he found out from the neighborhood who wanted their cars washed, who wanted their grass cut. And yes, we have to give it to his father, who taught him how to use a lawnmower at a very early age. And so, Lee, I just wonder, because when I think of me, the teacher in me, and I talk about how I always wanted to be a teacher, I didn't think of anything else. You started at such an early age with this business mind. What happened? Do you just think now, can you look back over your life now and think, where did that come from? For real, where did it come from?
They were all seeds. God blessed me with them. So whether it was washing cars, cutting grass, whether it was property management and lawn care, all the way to currently towing vehicles. What I've learned from all of these, you can call them stepping stones, learning lessons, hustles, businesses. And now that I look back at it, you know, at 39 years of age, it increases my time management. I learned how to maximize those 24 hours. So even listening to the story right now, exactly. So while somebody's picking up their child, they can have their car washed. Boom. You know,
I love it.
It's always some way, you know, some strategy, you know, to be able to get the deal done. No excuses. No excuses.
And so, now I said that, and this is true, guys, about when he was like 12 years old. But then, Lee, move up some. Let's fast forward. I was teaching in a school, and I'm trying to see, you were what, maybe 16 to 18 years old, you were washing the teachers' cars. We're inside teaching, working. And I said, I told my coworkers at the time, if you want to support my son, he's up here, he's washing cars outside. I mean, any and everything he can do to make money legally. And I really, really appreciate that. And I just saw that, and I see it, but I really saw it at an early age. You remember that? Yeah. Washing cars outside of a school building, like for a huge school district. I don't know, how did you even come up with that idea? But
the hustle got increased. It went from walking to washing the cars, and now I got a license. So now I can go mobile and pull up on you.
Right.
I
love that. I love that about you. And so when I look at you now, and I have to say this, everyone, because he's really trying to, I don't want to say control his mom, but he's like my manager. He's like my motivator, my number one cheerleader. But when I look at how you're trying to organize your mother, you're trying to help your mother with her multiple streams of income, but then thank you for mentioning Great Towing. You did so many things before Great Towing. And so can we talk a little bit about this one current business that you're involved in?
In short, man, like you just mentioned, all the facets, even from property management, I valet park cars for 10 years. And I learned in valet parking how to duplicate. And that was the one thing that was missing in my arsenal. I was able to go out and maybe do some things on my own, maybe collaborate with one or two people, but the valet parking taught me how to be able to manage 200, 300 people. And so I was able to take that skill set into the towing aspect. Okay. Well, the towing pretty much because of the great strength, family, teammates, and everyone that works alongside with it, it puts us in a position to where it can kind of be automated.
Okay.
Quite frankly, I wouldn't trust myself to tow. I don't have a CDLs or anything like that, but we have nothing but experts that's in our organization, that's on our team, and we out here servicing and helping people. In the last 3 years, Great Towing Services has helped over 21,000 people. And I'm mentioning that, yes. I'm mentioning that because coming from mom, being an educator and a school teacher, and everybody says, oh, the teachers are undervalued. Oh, the teachers are underpaid. Dad having a corporate job, taking on, financial things of that nature, and also being able, and also being a provider.
Yes.
I learned from both of them that we have to have multiple streams of income. And it kind of helps solve how are you able to do this? How are y'all able to do that? Oh, you on a school teacher salary? Well,
Oh, teachers, I'm sorry. I didn't say that.
no,
He said it.
I said that. I said that. So
Yes.
that means that we got to boost it up for the counties in the United States and in the government that's paying these things. That's real, because the parents are the first teachers, yes. And our teachers are spending the majority of the time, a lot of majority time with our children. So in value, yes, that must be increased. I'm a lobby and I'm an advocate for that. So in closing, yes. Yes. That's where we are and that's where we stand.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And listen, I know we can go on and on and on because this young man has so much to talk about. But I thank you guys for listening. And he will be back. We have to have him back because we're working on a lot more, some other business avenues. But again, Lee, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to come. And you were here. And thank you, listening audience, for viewing Strength in Education with me, Dr. Karen Dukes.
That's it. Keep tuning in.
Yes, stay tuned in. Hello. Woo, Strength in Education is back. And don't I love interviewing children? Well, listen, look at this little sweetie I have today. Thank you so much for showing up for Strength in Education. You are here with me, Dr. Karen Dukes. Thank you so much for coming, young lady. And what is your name?
Taylor.
Okay, this is Taylor. We have Taylor with us today. And how old are you, Taylor?
4.
Uh-oh, everyone. We have another 4-year-old. We are so happy to see her. And what's so important for me, being a teacher, and you know the teacher in me, I love talking to children about how do they learn to read. I like to talk to children about learning their ABCs. I think this young lady loves the same thing. Girl, hey, have you started learning how to read yet?
Yes.
Wow, you must go to school too. Do you go to school?
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. So, what do you think about learning to read? Do you love to learn to read?
Yes.
Yes. So, while you're in your class, are you learning how to read the letters of the alphabet?
Yes.
Yes. So let's start with a little lesson here. Let's talk about how do we read words, how do we spell, and how do we recognize even letters, and how do you recognize your name? There's a lot that you're learning in school. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right, ma'am. So let's look at this right here. What letter are you looking at right now?
A.
The letter A. And I see 2 letters. One is big. What is this called?
Uppercase one. A.
Uh-oh, you knew to say that. This is an uppercase A. Wow, let me show my listening audience. Wow, so we have an uppercase A.
And the lowercase a.
And the lowercase a. Thank you so much. So listen, when I see these letters, when you see these letters, what do you think about? Do you think of words? What kind of words?
A.
A. And so what you're learning in school, you may be learning these letter sounds, and you're also learning some words that begin with these letters. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. So listen. So when we see the letter A, can you give me some words that begin with the letter A?
Apple.
Apple does begin with the letter A. Can you look around and think of some other words? Or think in your head, what other words begin with the letter A?
Alligator.
Yes, alligator begins with the letter A. Woo! And so let's stop right there and let's think about the sounds, okay? Did you know A says ah? It says ah, as in apple. That's where you got that apple from. And then you said alligator. So do you hear that first sound that comes out of your mouth? That's how we spell words. Did you know that?
Yes.
We just sound out those words. We sound out the letters, we blend them together, and that's how we read, and that's how we spell words. So we said A for alligator, and guess what? Those are short A's. Have you heard that yet, about short A sounds?
Yes.
What? You heard about that too? Because the short A says as in apple, as in alligator. You are so correct. You want to see some more of my letters?
Yes.
Okay, let's see what else. Woo!
B.
B. What's the next letter?
B.
B. Okay, point to the uppercase B. You knew that, didn't you? And where's the lowercase b? Yes, yes. Now give me some words that begin with the letter B.
Bear.
Bear. Yes, the B says bear. You heard that first sound that came out of my mouth? That's how teachers teach kids how to read. You love it? Okay. Now, can you close your eyes? I want you to think of some more words that begin with the letter B. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, open your eyes. Now give me some more words.
Ball.
Ball. Yes, and guess what, guys? It's not even on this picture. This little girl is a high achiever. That's right. Give me some more words. So we have bear, ball, and what else?
Dog.
Okay, close. Dog. That would be a D. Okay. So what about those little things that be flying up there in the air in the sky? Bird.
Bird.
Yes. Guess what? That begins with the letter B. So we have bear, ball, bird, and what else?
Balloon.
Yes. Balloon begins with the letter B. So what I like about you, Taylor, I like how you think of the letters and you think of pictures. You think of words that begin with those letters. That's what I really like about you and how you're beginning your reading process. And that's excellent, okay? All right, let's move to another letter. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, get ready. Surprise!
C.
Ooh, letter C.
The uppercase C and the lowercase C.
That's right. Let's show our listening audience. Woo! Is she correct? Yes. So she knew about that letter C. Thank you so much. Now, here is our test. Let's think of some words that begin with the letter C. C. Oh, let me tell everyone. C is kind of tricky. Because a C may sound like a K, as in like a K, or it may sound like a like city, like a S word. So it's kind of difficult. But let's see if we can try it.
Cat is first. Cat.
That's right. That when the C sound has that little K sound, that's right. So C as in cat. And what else? What are these little things?
Car.
C for car, yes. So when we read car, it does begin with the letter C. Can you think of anything else? I'm looking at pictures. I'm thinking in my head, and I had some last night. I ate this. Carrots.
Carrots.
Guess what? Carrots begin with the letter C. Did you know that? Okay. I had something else. It looked like this. And it was cabbage. And your mom probably loves cooking cabbage, eating cabbage. And guess what? It begins with the letter
C.
C. Yes. Let me see if you can trace that C. Can you write a C for me?
Yes.
Trace the uppercase C. Woo! That's how you learn how to write. And what is that? The lowercase C. Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Any more C words? Color begins with the letter C.
Color.
Yes, those crayon colors. I said crayons. Rayons begins with the letter.
C.
That's another C word. Yes, ma'am. You are good, Taylor. Okay, maybe this is our last
D.
letter. Woo! D. Yes, we have two letters here. And which one is the lowercase? I'm going to trick you. Lower. That's right. It's that little d. And where's the uppercase D? Yes, ma'am. Let's show our audience, our listeners. Yes, we are on the letter D. So would you like to try it, to write the letter D for me? Trace that. That's right. 1, 2. That's right. 1, 2. That's right. 2 curves, 2 lines. And you connected it, and there you go. So let's move on. Let's think of some words that begin with the letter D. You said one earlier when you said dog. Dog begins with the letter D.
Duck.
And we have duck. And what else?
Dog.
Dog, duck. Dig. You know how the dogs dig into the dirt? Have you heard that before? Dig. So yes. Well, thank you so much. And guess what? There are 26 letters in the alphabet. But we're going to stop at number 4. We did A, B, C, D. And we'll come back another time and we'll do some more letters in the alphabet. Okay? Okay. Did you know there were 26 letters? Girl, yes, there were. And listen, I like to share a story that I have about you. You scared me one day. Do you know that? No, you don't know you scared me, girl. But listen, I called you. We were talking on the telephone because I noticed when I'm with you, you love looking around the room and you love picking out pictures and things, and you tell me the first letters. And I was so amazed at a 4-year-old that was so observant. So this is what happened on the telephone a few weeks ago. You told me you knew how to spell vacuum. You remember that conversation? And I said, vacuum? How does a 4-year-old know how to spell vacuum? Because I have to think twice. Myself sometimes. Sometimes I spell it wrong. And I look at it and I say, ooh, that doesn't look right. And then I'll correct it. But Taylor, this is what you did. You said, I know how to spell vacuum. And I said, how do you spell it? And what did you say? Do you remember that? How do you spell vacuum?
V.
V. And that's the part that scared me. I said, oh, she knew vacuum begins with the letter V. And so then I started waiting. And I was waiting on you to give me some more letters. But you didn't. And I said, oh, that baby loves telling the beginning letter sounds of words. And that's what you did. That was extraordinary for a 4-year-old. So thank you so much for telling me, and you even told me that by telephone, that vacuum begins with the letter V. You're on your way, girl, to be a great speller because you listen at those letters, you listen at those sounds, and you're going to learn how to put those letters together, blend. You're going to learn how to read words by decoding. That's a big word, but you're going to learn how to read by sounding those letters out to make words. Thank you so much for telling me, and tell me that again. Vacuum begins with the letter V. You must love that letter V. Yes? Yes. Well, do you have a favorite letter in the You do? What's your favorite letter?
A and B.
A and B? Really? Why?
Because I like apples.
You like A for apples, and what else?
Ball.
You like B for ball. Those are your favorite letters? Good girl, good girl. Keep having some favorite letters because you're on your way to become a great reader and a great speller. I'd like to thank you again for showing up and helping me with our program, with our show. Guess what? You're on Strength in Education. It's an educational talk show. And I love it because I love to talk about educational things. And I know you have a name for me, but on this show, they call me Dr. Karen Dukes. And thank you so much for hanging out with me, okay? And I want you to come back and I want you to do some more reading and share some more educational news with me. Will you do that, please? Thank you. Give me a hug. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming. And we'll come back with some more information. Thank you. We did it! Another great episode in Strength in Education. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay with us. Stay connected to our Instagram, our YouTube. We really appreciate you. Didn't you guys just love my guests today? Yes, and you will see more of them. So again, Strength in Education by me, your host, Dr. Karen Dukes. Have a great day.